No, it's just gonna fade in. Tato, do not start with me. Hey, how's it going? This is TheArgonaut, and we are here in real life! So, I figured I would do a quick little video for you all, just to show you my setup. So, I've mentioned a couple times that I actually live in an RV, and we live out in the woods. So, I thought I'd show you how I handle gaming and recording where I don't have access to typical grid electricity. So, without further ado, let's hop into it.
And here's the RV. Alright, so doing a little dub here because it was pretty windy out and it wasn't picking up my audio very well, but let's hop into it. So, first things first, the battery setup. We have two typical golf cart batteries, nothing that fancy. No lithium ion batteries here, but eventually we may get some, we'll see. Alright, so we have the solar panel here, nice glare there. It is a 100-watt solar panel, which is good enough for what we need it for. We have to manually move around to face the sun, but it's okay. Now we go over to the inverter, where it has to be close to the battery, and what it does is it converts the DC power to AC power, and then we feed that into the RV, and then that allows us to charge our electronics and run my laptop. So over here, this is the cord that runs from the inverter over to a point where we can then plug it into the main kind of power cord that goes to the RV. So the black cord there is what you would use to plug into a generator or into an RV park if you're at an RV park to get electricity. Alright, so we have the typical red Honda generator here. And I use this when it is raining out or if it's cloudy and we're not getting good enough solar. This allows, or at nighttime too, allows us to comfortably get enough power to use my computer and other electronics and stuff. So we have that on a little like tailgate rack thing, and we use that to transport, and then when I actually want to use it to record, I take it off and put it on the ground because otherwise it rattles too much. So this way it's pretty quiet and I can record without any issues. Alright, we are on the interior now and just taking a peek at the desk that I have kind of fabricated here. So we got these two little desk stands off Amazon, some wall-mounted stands, and I threw them on there, and there's a little support strut, and I grabbed just a piece of plywood, cut it to shape. And what that does is those stands actually fold down, and that would allow us to then move this RV slide in, and then move the RV, and then it folds back out once I'm ready to set up and start playing again. So yeah, and I have my laptop sitting up there on that counter, and it allows me to stand comfortably because sitting down for long periods of time kind of bothers my back. But got the microphone there, the blue snowball, an external keyboard and mouse, and yeah, it's a pretty comfortable little setup. My laptop itself, it's an Asus ROG Strix from what, I don't know, 2018. So it's got some pretty good little specs for what I need it to be, basically. The battery life's pretty terrible, but it's got a GTX 1060, an i7 8750, I believe, 16 gigs of RAM, so it gets the job done. And behind it, I have a little external monitor. I kind of rarely use it. Those straps are just to keep it in place when we're moving, but it's another option to use. Alright, so for internet, we have a little Verizon hotspot. So we have a 25 gig plan, and it works perfectly fine for what we need it to do, which is, you know, we can do some light streaming with that much data, and it allows me to online game very comfortably as long as we have good cell service. When I need to upload videos, I have to go into town, I have to go to a coffee shop, or I just dip into work early and set it up to upload. So it's not good enough to fulfill the YouTube needs, but it kind of takes care of everything else. That pretty much covers the basics of how we have this all set up. Thanks to Lady Argonaut, because she's the one who actually set up all the inverter and solar stuff. She's more technically savvy than I am with certain things. But yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Go ahead and put those down there. And what I'm thinking of doing is, if you have questions on RV living or gaming or my setup or anything like that, if there's enough questions, I might actually do just a quick little Q&A video maybe next week and answer those questions. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, throw a like on there.
if you haven't subscribed yet, really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. Feel free to check out my other series. If you're just here to figure out some gaming stuff and haven't checked out my channel, I do a lot of Let's Plays of the Total War series of gaming. It's all fun strategy games. We have a good time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
So I know sometimes I bark in your videos, but, you know, sorry, not sorry.